can do now in both gaming and in films is create a more immersive experience for the audience. And that's what we want to do. We want to engage them, suck them into our stories, suck them into our worlds, and 3D enables us to do that.
How would you say Avatar is going to influence the video game world?
By us doing performance capture and doing an image-based process, gaming is going to be able to take advantage of that. And suddenly we're going to start to see more realistic characters in games, more photographic characters, again, which is going to heighten that experience.
Ah, we have important work ahead.
You know, I think that video gaming and movies are going to converge more and more over time. The more we do on a digital basis, the more it's easy to share with gaming. And I think you'll see the other things start to happen too, where games are created and digital assets from games are then pulled into movies. We had a little bit of that happen when we were developing with Ubisoft, where they actually created some sounds for the game that we liked that we then incorporated into the movie. So it was a very reciprocal relationship.
The extended collector's edition, we're getting a lot more content here from what we've seen in the theater. What's in it?
I know that it has 3 at least DVDs in it, one of which is the original cut, one of which is with the additional 8 minutes that was then released, and then there's a new one with another 16 minutes.
This is great.
Then there are 48 or 50 new scenes as well, which can be viewed, and then there's a whole host of special interviews and features and screen tests.
We've got the Amazing Spider-Man, right? That's the classic one. He's really all about his webs. Ultimate Spider-Man. He's got the black suit to take out huge waves of enemies. 2099. He flashes all over the place, dashes to connect with enemies. And Noir, you have to stop and look around and go, okay, I'm not just fighting now. I've got to sneak up behind guys and take them out when they're not looking.
Did you ever think it would get as big as this, to where Spider-Man, he's in movies and video games, and now a video game where they have to put multiples of himself in a game?
Oh, sure. I knew that years later I'd be sitting up here being interviewed for the video games. I knew it the minute I made up the character. I could see it all ahead of me.
Is that a cartoon pig?
Of course not. All I hoped was that the book would sell and I'd keep my job and I wouldn't be fired.
Reroute all power to forward guns and thrusters. Full speed ahead. But sir, that's suicide. Any further objections?
It's all the big names in this game. So Optimus and Megatron, Starscream, Bumblebee, and a whole host of others. But what we did is, instead of going really wide and not giving anybody any justice, you know, not going real deep with characters, we focused on a set that made sense for the story we were trying to tell.
One shall stand. One shall fall.
This game really brings together the best of both worlds, and you have, you know, all the exploration that you would expect to have in a Metroid title, but you also have this very stylish presentation. One of the coolest things about it is the control scheme. You're most of the time patrolling around in NES style, holding onto the Wii remote, and then at any given time you can just point at the screen and all of a sudden explore your environment.
I've been waiting for the perfect opportunity to wear my Iron Man 2 flight suit out in public, and I'm about to step into the Exos 2 exosuit, and this seems like the perfect time. I'm half robot now.
Come on!
I'm a big fan of doing the robot when I'm dancing.
I am Iron Man. The suit and I are one.
Clark, what is on this Blu-ray? Why are fans going to pick this up and go crazy for it?
If just the Phil Coulson of it all alone doesn't send them over the frothing over the edge, the movie is on there, and it's in many, many formats. There's the movie on Blu-ray. You also get it in regular in case you're stuck with one of those DVD players, and then it's also in a digital copy, so you can watch it on your computer.
Oh, it's good to be back.
I mean, the great thing about these movies is just they've got some of the greatest actors on the planet.
Agreed.
Doing superhero movies, making them really movies that have some kind of depth and emotional complexity that I didn't always associate with those kind of movies growing up.
Paper Jams, they're a musical line of toy instruments that are paper thin, and you could strum along and act like an instant rock star. Each guitar comes with 3 built-in songs. You can also go on rhythm mode where you can play along to them and their rhythm. And then finally there's a freestyle mode where you can create your own music. The drums also come with 3 different modes. You can just drum out, rock out on them.
Scott Pilgrim is he's a boy. He's a guy from Toronto. He's 23 years old at the beginning of the story. He's just a regular guy who's really good at fighting people as if he's in Street Fighter.
I think the most challenging thing about bringing this to the big screen is finding the tone, because what's great about the books is they're really funny, really imaginative, really magical, romantic, crazy, and doing that as a big live-action film was a challenge that was kind of irresistible, really.
Michael, in this movie, you kick a lot of ass. I don't think a lot of people look at you and think, oh, Michael Cera, yeah, he's that guy who beats the crap out of people so hard that they explode.
I didn't think that either about myself. Edgar, all the credit goes to Edgar on that. I had no faith in myself, and he talked me off the ledge a few times.